It has been true in the past, and it is true in the present, and more than likely will be true in the future, that have been individuals, men and women, who have been recognized. They have received a tribute. Names like Michael Jordan, Robin Williams, Muhammad Ali, Linda Carter, Elvis Presley, Michael Douglas, Barbara Walters, Whitney Houston, and so many other names of people that you know who have received a really special tribute at one time or another. I believe one of the greatest honors a person can receive is a tribute. A tribute is a formal gesture of appreciation, respect, and admiration for a person's high achievements. And as you know, most of the time, the people who receive these elaborate formal tributes are the stars and celebrities of our society. However, this morning, there's someone I know who is most worthy of a tribute. Matter of fact, his worthiness is highly deserving. It should not just be given annually, monthly, or even weekly, but daily. Is it a star? Is it a celebrity? Is it a gifted athlete? Is it some prestigious leader or brilliant scientist or benevolent millionaire? No. It is God. It is God. He deserves not only our tribute for what he has done, his achievements, but also for who he is, his attributes. One definite way that each one of us can give our great and marvelous God, our Heavenly Father, a daily tribute is in prayer. And I believe Jesus highlights this in the Lord's Prayer. The second part of the Lord's Prayer, hallowed be your name. Hallowed be your name. This morning, I'd like to dive into that statement there and give attention to the explanation of it, but also the application to it. Hallowed be your name. But before we do that, let me backtrack a little bit to last week's message. Our Father who is in heaven. What a privilege every child of God has, which is simply to acknowledge that relationship, recognize that relationship. 24/7, we have access as children of God to the very throne room of grace. It is my prayer that this past week you spent time with your Heavenly Father in casting all your cares, your anxieties, your burdens upon Him, giving Him your undivided attention, spending time with Him, getting that great spiritual boost, if you will, that your Heavenly Father is God, who is good and is generous in all His gifts. That's a boost. And just thinking about that every single day. This model prayer that we have before us, the structure is very significant. Because what we have in verse 9 and verse 10 is all about God's glory. God's glory. His name, His kingdom, His will. But the second part of the Lord's Prayer is all about man's needs. Give us, forgive us, lead us. Give us our daily bread. Give us this day our daily bread, God's provision. Forgive us, God's pardon. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil, God's protection. Man's needs. The structure is significant because I believe it sets before us a priority. Our priority in prayer is not all about us. I'm sorry. It's not about man's needs, and the Lord knows we have plenty of needs. But the main priority, what should come first, is always God's glory. God's glory. His name, his kingdom, as we will look at next week, and his